Live from our 7 Tasmania studios, your nightly news with Joe Palmer begins now.
Good evening, everyone. 2 people have been hurt in 2 separate crashes on the same stretch of road in the Huon Valley. Police are investigating if speed and inattention contributed to the more serious crash involving a log truck.
Emergency services on the scene at Port Huon early this morning in the aftermath of a crash between a log truck and a car. Police called to the Huon Highway near the Commandy Hotel around 5 o'clock.
It appears the B-double log truck was pulling out of a parking area opposite the Commandy Hotel, at which time it was struck by the Nissan Pulsar.
Police say the Pulsar was travelling south along the highway when it collided with the side of the truck. Investigations are ongoing, but investigators say inattention and excessive speed may have contributed.
As a result of the crash, the male driver of the Pulsar sustained some serious injuries and he's been conveyed to the Royal Hobart Hospital for treatment.
Further up the Huon Highway at Franklin, emergency crews were called to another crash. Around 8 a.m, a Toyota Camry veering off the road and into a pole, bringing down power lines before it rolled into a paddock.
Police say the 74-year-old was airlifted to hospital, but his injuries are not life-threatening at this stage. Investigators considering whether a medical episode caused the crash.
Police issuing a timely safety reminder as we head into the holiday season.
Pay attention and be mindful of their speed, especially when they're travelling on their main roads and the country roads throughout Tasmania.
Anyone with information or dashcam footage from the crashes are urged to contact Crime Stoppers. Ebony Ablett, 7 Tasmania News.
The state's struggling health system is set to see millions of federal funding brought forward for elective surgeries. It comes after recent revelations of a rapid increase in waiting lists, but one analyst says the money barely scratches the surface.
The nation's federal health minister taking a tour through a surgical facility in the Royal Hobart Hospital's new wing, today announcing fast-track funding for Tasmanian patients.
I'm delighted to be able to announce that the Australian government will bring forward $15 million for elective surgery in Tasmania, all of which will be delivered in calendar year 2020.
Labor says leaked documents reveal the elective surgery waiting list has increased to a record 11,000 patients. According to a health policy analyst, the new funding won't make much of a dent.
The state spends $2 billion a year on health. The Commonwealth Government spends $1 billion on health about every 5.5 days. $15 billion is, in the context of the system, is barely enough for lunch.
But this is in no way a long-term solution for the health system. And what we still need to see from the Health Minister is her vision, because while this funding is very welcome, it is still another band-aid on a broken system.
The latest health data shows only 58% of elective patients are seen in clinically recommended times.
This is going to help those patients that have been on the waiting list longest, making sure that we're seeing children getting their elective surgery and not waiting too long.
The government says this money will allow 6,000 additional surgeries over 4 years. But the other question is, where will they happen?
The only way that these people are going to be able to be treated is if they go into private hospitals paid for by the government, because the government hasn't put in enough resources into its own hospitals.
We have got commitments for beds, we've got capital there, and we're employing more nurses and doctors. So I have every confidence that we'll be able to deliver these surgeries.
Ruby Kamain, 7 Tasmania News.
Hundreds of Tasmanian students have walked out of class to demand action on climate change. Leaving their schools to protest, they joined thousands of young people at rallies across the nation. Today's event dedicated to everyone impacted by recent bushfires, raising money for affected communities.
With bushfires burning across Australia, it's been really horrific already and we're not even into summer yet. So it was really exciting to see so many people out here today demanding that we need more climate action.
In Hobart, students were joined by the Grandparents for Climate Action group, filling in for students who couldn't attend because of exams. Police have charged 2 men in relation to a series of supermarket burglaries earlier this week. The Ravenswood IGA was hit in a ram raid on Monday, while burglaries were also attempted at Norwood and Longford. Police say a 35-year-old Ravenswood man has been charged with burglary and stealing. A 28-year-old has also been charged with motor vehicle stealing and receiving stolen property. The Burnie Carnival is taking a great stride towards equality, with female athletes set to win the same prize money as men in the wheel and gift events. Years in the making, the breakthrough deal is being welcomed by one athlete who says it will help women stay in the sport.
It's a gift for the gift in the fight for pay parity.
We've been able to achieve what we've been striving to do for quite a long time now.
From this year, women will receive $12,000 total prize money in the gift and $10,000 in the wheel, the same as their male counterparts. Amalia Langham finished runner-up in 2019's wheel race. She says the agreement will help sustain participation rates.
Already we've got plenty of women entering the Carnival series and other races, which is really good to see, and it's just kind of adding up the equality and all of that. So yeah, it's really good to see.
It's touted as a long-term commitment. The two sponsors, Direct Edge and Stubbs Constructions, say they're thrilled to cross this finish line.
We've been working towards this aim for quite a while, and it's good that we've finally got there.
It's taken 25 years to get to this point. Burnie's first women's gift in 1995 offered a paltry $400 prize money, 37 times less than the men's pool that year.
It's good to get out there and race against the girls, and for me it's not always about the prize money, it's just going out there and having fun, but to have something to race for is really good.
The next Burnie Carnival will have another first. It's being held on New Year's Eve, a day earlier than normal. Tom Johnson, 7 Tasmanian News.
It's one of the state's most obscure public holidays. Devonport Show Day was held today, despite there being no official show. Instead, a spin-off carnival is trying to keep the rides rolling as debate continues over whether the public holiday should change dates.
It's show day, but there's no show on the sold showground site, despite today being a show day public holiday. But if you look next door at Devonport Oval...
We think it's wonderful for the community to have an event year in, year out, and it's horrible to see agricultural shows die off, so for the last 3 years we've had this in place.
It's an interim fix while the Showman's Guild waits to see if there's any way to return to the showgrounds under its new owner. Still, the public holiday stands. One retailer says it helps her business.
For the show day public holiday, it's a lot busier than what we normally are. I think it's more just about giving people the opportunity that wouldn't normally have it today to get out and about.
We used to go to the show. It's sad that it's not on.
But with a permanent revival of the show facing serious headwinds, changing the date of the public holiday is being considered. Any change would need the blessing of the state government to come into law.
A lot of people have thrown around Devonport Cup Day because I guess that provides something for people to do on that day that's already happening.
Well, it may be a scaled down version of the show, thank you very much, but all of those old familiar favourites are still here. The rides, the carnival atmosphere, and of course, some of your favourite delicacies are on offer. Tom Johnson, 7 Tasmanian News.
As Tasmanians are continuously hit with petrol price pain, the peak motoring body is calling for support to make shopping around easier. The RACT today launching a petition for fuel retailers to report their prices online in real time.
That would then make that fuel price available to all motorists who can then choose before they leave their home or their location where they would like to fill up, ensuring that they don't need to drive around looking for the cheapest fuel.
You can sign the petition on the RACT's website. A new superannuation giant is being created in Tasmania. Tasplan announcing it's merging with MTAA Super, which started as an industry fund for the automotive trades. Tasplan says the merged company's administration will be based in the state, creating more jobs here. And the funds it manages will grow from $10 billion to $23 billion. The merger is scheduled to take place next October. A Tasmanian farmer is putting himself out there in a bold way in the search for a soulmate. Nick from Deviot is set to star in the television program Farmer Wants a Wife. Involved in the vineyard, he says he'd bring a lot of wine to the relationship. The 44-year-old is looking for love but says it's hard to find it here.
A lot of the girls who have similar interests to me realise that Tasmania is not the place to be, if you want to have a career. So it's kind of hard. It's kind of hard trying to find love.
The program is set to screen on Channel 7 next year.
14 wickets have fallen on day one of Tasmania's Sheffield Shield clash against Queensland. Jordan Silk, Beau Webster and Gabe Bell were all out for a duck in a horror day at the crease. Alex Doolan was best of the batsmen as the Tigers were bowled out in just 41 overs. In reply, Queensland was 1 for none when Gabe Bell claimed Matt Renshaw's wicket. Jackson Bird has 3 for 26, Usman Khawaja among those in the 3-wicket haul. The Bulls trail by 9 runs at stumps. 2 young Tasmanians will pack their bags to begin a new life as AFL footballers after securing rookie contracts. Mitch O'Neill and Matt McGuinness received the life-changing news this morning after 2 stressful nights at the draft.
Big smiles and for good reason. Meet Tassie's newest AFL exports.
Pretty stoked to get the opportunity and just really pleased it's happening now and just can relax now.
It still doesn't feel 100% real.
The pair both offered rookie contracts at opposite sides of the country. 18-year-old Mitch O'Neill will join the ranks of the West Coast Eagles, while Lauderdale product Matt McGuinness will join the Blue and White Army at North Melbourne.
It's slowly starting to sink in, seeing North Melbourne post stuff on social media that I'm officially there.
O'Neill today brimming with excitement and relief after being abandoned at the AFL draft over 2 gut-wrenching nights.
So a bit of a shock last night. I was expected to go, but it didn't happen. But wasn't really expecting this, to be honest, as well today. But just grateful it's happened. Despite missing out on both full-team squads, local footy bosses expect both rookies to make their mark.
They can get in and have a really good crack and probably makes them a little bit more determined missing out in the draft stuff.
But the players have no time to let the moment sink in. They'll meet with their new clubs this weekend.
They'll be packed up and shipped off and be training at an AFL club on Monday, which is exciting for them, and it's going to be great to watch their footy journey.
Garth Burley, 7 Tasmania News.
Good evening. A fine cloudy day today after a few overnight showers over the southeast. Hobart 16 degrees, Launceston 21, Burnie 19 and Devonport 17. St Helens, Friendly Beaches and Ooze all 20. Flinders Island 18, Low Head and Grove 17 degrees. King Island 16, Lyawini and Strawn 15. There was some low-level cloud today, mostly over the south and east. Some higher-level cloud streamed over from the northwest later. On the bigger picture, there's cloud linked to troughs over central Australia, more hugging the coastlines of Victoria and South Australia, with more clouds sitting under the high, which you can see there now moving into the bight. We have a trough on our west coast and a cold front off to the east with a low pressure zone. The winds tomorrow up to 20 knots, west to northwesterly over southern waters and more variable over the east, swells at 2 metres. The weekend for Hobart, showers increasing during the day for Saturday, 19 the top, 15 for Medina, showers increasing for Oatlands as well and 16 degrees. Top of 19 for Launceston with a shower or 2, same for Devonport but 18 degrees and 13 the top for Lyawini. Burnie a shower or 2 and 18 degrees, 16 the top for Strawn, Marrawar showers as well, 14 the maximum, 16 the high for St Helens, Swansea 17, Orford 17, all with a bit of wet weather. And the UV at 8 and 9, all in the very high range. On Sunday, showers over the north and west extending throughout by midday, northwest to westerly winds. Showers moving across the state again on Monday with snow to 700 metres. And on Tuesday, showers more frequent over the west and south, more snow in a southwesterly airstream. 30 and sunny in Perth tomorrow, showers clearing from Adelaide, a showery day in Melbourne, a possible storm for Sydney and 27 degrees, but sunny in Brisbane. It's showery in Hobart, 11 degrees, cloudy in Launceston, 15 and Devonport currently 16 degrees. Joe, summer's on the way, yay. Yes.
It's not coming very quickly. Thank you, Murph. That's all from the team for now. Thanks for your company. We'll see you a little later with updates. Bye-bye.